All right, let's talk about cloud security. If you're tired of trying to juggle a dozen different tools and you feel like you're just drowning in alerts, well, you are definitely in the right place. We're going to break down how a unified approach can finally bring some clarity and control to all that chaos.
So let me just ask you this straight up. When you think about securing your cloud applications, does it feel like you've got a clear, straightforward map? Or does it feel more like you're lost in a maze of different products, dashboards, and alerts? For so many teams, yeah, it's the maze.
And here's exactly why that maze exists. I mean, modern environments are a mix of everything, right? You've got stuff in Azure, AWS, GCP, and maybe even some on-prem servers still kicking around. Plus, you have to push security into the development process from day one. When you try to wrangle all of that with a patchwork of different tools, you don't just get confusion, you get real, dangerous security gaps. So how in the world do we get out of the maze? Well, the answer is to stop thinking about a collection of tools and start thinking about a single unified platform. The industry actually has a name for this, and honestly, it's a total game changer for security teams. And that name is CNAPP. It stands for Cloud Native Application Protection Platform. Now, the most important word there is unified. A CNAPP isn't just another tool you add to the pile, no way. It's designed to replace that messy collection of products, giving you one integrated solution that sees everything, from the very first line of code to the application running live in the cloud. And this is the ultimate goal, right? Just imagine logging into one single portal and seeing your entire security posture laid out clearly. No more clicking between 10 different screens, no more trying to piece together data from different silos. It's just one unified, streamlined experience. That is the promise of Microsoft Defender for Cloud.
Okay, so how does Defender for Cloud actually deliver on this promise? Its power really comes from three core security pillars that all work together seamlessly. Let's break down how they build on each other.
These are the three pillars: DevSecOps, CSPM, and CWPP. You can think of them as the complete foundation for cloud security. They cover your applications before they're built, while they're being configured in the cloud, and while they're actively running. Let's dive into each one. First up is DevSecOps. This is all about what we call shifting security left, which is really just a way of saying we're putting security at the very beginning of the development lifecycle. It actually connects right into your code pipelines in places like GitHub and Azure DevOps to find and fix issues like exposed secrets or bad configurations before they even have a chance to reach production. Next, we've got Cloud Security Posture Management, or CSPM. I love this analogy. Think of CSPM as a security inspector for your cloud. It is constantly scanning your entire setup across Azure, AWS, and GCP, and it's looking for misconfigurations, the proverbial unlocked doors and open windows that an attacker would just love to find. And that brings us to the third pillar, the Cloud Workload Protection Platform, or CWPP. So if CSPM is the inspector checking all the locks, then CWPP is the active security guard walking the beat. It provides real-time threat detection and advanced defenses for the things that are actually running: your servers, your containers, your databases. And that workload protection is incredibly broad. It's actually made up of a bunch of different Defender plans that are specifically tailored to each resource. So you've got dedicated plans for finding threats on your servers, for hardening your container environments, for protecting your entire database estate, and even for securing your APIs. It's really comprehensive, real-time defense for pretty much anything you have running. Okay, so we've seen the three pillars. Now let's just zoom out for a second and look at the big picture here. Because when you put all of these pieces together, what you get is a really powerful end-to-end security strategy that covers that entire application lifecycle. And the contrast is, well, it's stark. The old way was this reactive scramble with a bunch of disconnected tools and data stuck in silos. The new way, with a CNAPP, like Defender for Cloud, is all about having one integrated platform. This gives you a single, unified view of risk, it empowers you to be proactive, and it actually embeds security right into your DevOps workflow. And the platform is not just sitting still, it's constantly evolving. It has these incredibly smart features, like attack path analysis. What this does is model how an attacker could actually move through your environment to tell you which vulnerabilities are the most critical ones to fix first. And of course, as AI becomes a huge part of everything, it already has capabilities built in to discover, assess, and protect your generative AI application. So the crucial point here is this: we're moving away from bolting on security at the end of the process. With a modern, unified platform, security becomes a built-in, intrinsic part of the entire application lifecycle, all the way from the developer's keyboard to the live cloud environment. Which brings us to our final thought. The nature of threats has totally changed. Attackers don't just target running servers anymore. They're looking for vulnerabilities in the code, in the configurations, and in the cloud fabric itself. So as you think about your own environment, you've got to ask yourself, as these threats evolve across that entire spectrum, isn't a unified defense your absolute best strategy?